Hey guys, I'm really excited to announce that I finally got him on the podcast, a long awaited host. You guys all know him. I'm super excited to talk to him today. We got the legendary Lex Friedman. Lex, how are you? Oh, I'm doing quite well so far. How are you? Not too bad, besides the fact that, you kind of sound like James Franco from Pineapple Express when he's high all the time. Well, no, not exactly. I wouldn't say that all the time, but I did bring a poem from Dostoevsky to read, if that's all right. What? What? You want to read poems? What are you, some kind of fucking nerd? Jesus Christ, nobody wants to hear your damn poems, all right? Well, I think you'll really like this one. It's a good one. I'm going to pull it up. Actually, it looks like you've already pulled it up on the screen here. And this one is a poem that I wrote. There lived a certain man in Russia long ago. He was big and strong, and his eyes a flaming glow. Most people looked at him with terror and with fear, but to Moscow chicks, he was such a lovely dear. He could preach the Bible like a preacher, full of ecstasy and fire, but he also was the kind of teacher women would desire. That's literally just a Boney M lyric. You fucking fraud. Get off my show, you fucking nerd. Enough with your poetry. Jesus Christ. Welcome everybody back to Knowledge Just Board number 63. Obviously, that was just a joke. We don't really have Lex Friedman. I mean, Hyde. Hi James Franco. That's what I always call Lex. Is hi James Franco. That's kind of what he sounds like to me. I'd love to have him on. Please reach out. I actually don't think you're a nerd. I think you're really smart and cool. And well, you are a nerd, but I still think you're awesome. But sorry, I'm coughing. I got like a sore throat again. I swear every time I do the podcast now, I just have a sore throat. So I'm just basically being, was it Brendan, like Will Ferrell's character from Step Brothers? I'm like, I've had a sore throat for a week. It's just not an acoustic environment. But it's yeah, it's been a good week so far. I got a couple comments on the DK Oldies podcast like last week where I commented on the situation between him and Review Tech USA. Um, Unfortunately, there's been some sort of an accident with Rich's daughter from Review Tech. I'm not sure what's going on, but there's some sort of a medical emergency. So I sincerely hope his daughter's okay, and I wish their family speedy recovery. But there has been some people that are saying uh, that Rich and Review Tech might not be as innocent as they look, and they might just be picking on DK for clout. Which, again, if you have watched that episode, you'll know that I even said it. I said, I don't know. Ultimately, I don't know. And I will still say that because I don't know either of those guys. I don't know Review Tech personally, and I don't know whatever the fuck his name is from DK Oldies. I really don't know either company per se or YouTube channel. I don't know if you want to call them companies. They are companies at this point because let's face it, they make a bunch of money and you know all that shit. So that it is what it is. But I just, like I did say in that episode, I'm not saying either one's necessarily innocent because I don't know. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. I was simply giving my thoughts on it because as I already said, when it comes to refurbished machines and shit like that, those companies aren't always honest. Of course, I'm stuffed up, but fuck. But I've worked for companies like that, and I've experienced, like, I haven't worked for a video game company like that, but I've worked with refurbished, in quotation marks, refurbished materials, and they're not always as refurbished as you'd think. Like it's exactly what I said last episode. Everybody thinks it's like a refurbished machine is like it was one that was already used by somebody or by a customer, and they returned it, or they sold it back, and then your guys basically go through the whole thing. And it's just not always true. Some companies do their due diligence, some workers do their due diligence, but it definitely isn't the case all the time. And it's really unrealistic to think that it happens all the time. To think that somebody takes, everything apart and does everything. So it is a little unrealistic to think that. But again, DK Oldies is not going to make a video and be like, like they're not going to make these cleaning department videos and say that, yeah, we actually only blow the dust out. And then, if it works, it works. They're not going to say that, obviously. In order to get sales up and hype up, they're going to say they do everything because that saves face. It's the same with anything. Like any refurbished material, they're gonna say, yeah, it's 100% working. We went through it completely. Nobody's gonna say they did a half-assed job, But it just doesn't. It's just to save face. It doesn't necessarily mean they do go through all of it. But either way, I appreciate the comments from you guys. I do appreciate the feedback. I love it when people comment what they feel, or if they challenge me, or if they just have something else to say, because I think it's important to engage with that stuff. I'm not always right, but the thing is, I never say that I'm right. I always say on here, it's always my opinion, and sometimes my opinion is more informed, and sometimes it's less informed. And yeah, that whole scenario between DKO and them, I could see it going both ways. Because, like I said in my counter comment, can't remember who the guy was. Let me look it up. uh, who is it here? Come on, bring it up. Sorry, this thing's being slow. Yeah, I think it's ABCD Electronics NH. So it's like ABCDE Electronics. Ooh, that's a clever name, actually. Never even looked at that. They were talking about how, Review Tech gained 30K followers since they started bullying DK Oldies. And then they changed their terms and policies. Like, DK Oldies apparently has changed their policies and their terms in light of what the bullying has been. So that's the thing. Ultimately, I don't know. I don't know. It could just be those review tech guys trying to get clout. I really don't know. I don't know it either way. But the one thing I will say, and I said it in my comment there, is that it wouldn't surprise me if it was a clout chasing thing, because a lot of those guys, I find a lot of the guys in the tech sector have huge egos. They really do. They really have huge egos, and it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard for people, to not bruise those egos. Like people like Jay's 2 Cents and Linus Tech Tips. They're really bad for that. If anybody goes against the grain of what they say, they get pretty fucking offended. And again, I have nothing against those channels. I actually really like those channels. I like Linus. I like Jay's 2 Cents and Gamer Nexus, all that stuff. But I will say, like, they do have egos, for sure. Especially when it comes to, like, getting proven wrong or people not agreeing with them. So I definitely could see how some of those guys get egos. So, it is what it is. DK Oldies, if you guys are actually a genuine company, I'm sorry. But either way you cut it, I'm not going to be buying a fucking $600 N64. Not fucking happening. Whether you refurb it or not. Whether that was always the problem I had with DK Oldies. It was never this drama thing or whatever. It was the fucking price, because the price gouging was adequate. I mean, we looked into it in that episode. The price gouging was actually pretty ridiculous. And from what I've seen in this last week, I've watched a couple other responses, and it looks like the game prices are even worse than the console prices. So, we'll see. But moving on from that, so this, man, I don't know what the hell is going on in the world right now. The world is actually driving me nuts. I swear to God, there's something going on that somebody's out there trying to test my fucking patience. And it's the whole world. It's literally the whole world. And it's this whole, and I hate saying it because it gets like so thrown around so casually these days, but it's this woke culture, right? This woke culture that's kind of fucking ruining the world right now. And there's people that have been trying to bully a bunch of creators. And I talked about Tropic Thunder the other week. Tropic Thunder happens to be one of my favorite. I would say it's probably I would say it's my favorite, I guess. But it's definitely one of my favorite comedy movies of all time. And it still holds up today. And all those shows like Simpsons, Family Guy, all those shows, they're fucking, I love them. They're hilarious, they're classic. And there's this whole culture right now about people trying to go after the actors or the voice actors in the animated shows sense and try to go after them for like just being on those shows. And I'm actually glad to see a few of these guys actually have a backbone, like Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Stiller and Patrick Warburton, who was on Family Guy as Joe Swanson. He was the voice of the cop in the wheelchair. Um, Sorry, you're gonna hear me sniff a lot because okay, short detour. The fucking Sobeys lady tried to kill me today. I went into the local Sobeys and wanted to get a little bit of wings for lunch. And she's like, yeah, they're hot. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Because you never believe the lady behind the counter, right? You never do. It's just like, yeah, the buffalo at best, whatever. Bring it on. But no, this motherfucker, for real, it was Reaper sauce on those goddamn wings. And like, I'm doing some training at work. And I'm literally sitting there like salivating. And like water's dripping everywhere. And fucking snot's running out of my nose. That's why I'm so stuffed up right now because I'm literally just my body has not financially recovered. And yeah, I like ran up to the water cooler and the ladies are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I just need water. And holy fuck it, I almost drank coffee creamer. I literally almost drank coffee cleaner because of how fucking on fire my mouth was. It hurt to breathe. But the wings were fucking good. Jesus Christ, were they ever good? But yeah, I was literally on fire. You know that scene where Mr. Krabs it's like what was it? Was it? It's like me pants are on fire. Me underwear's on fire. I'm on fire. Yeah, that was literally me. Just running around the office, getting ice water, and yeah, yeah. So that's why I'm all slimy right now. But I will say it did help my sore throat a little bit. Like I'm pretty sure that hot sauce fucking killed anything, any kind of throat culture in there. Definitely killed my taste buds because I literally can't taste anything right now. So yeah, shout out to the Sobeys lady that fucking tried to kill me today. I love hot sauce, but holy fuck, that was more like a challenge than a than a standard lunch. It's like watch me eat these Carolina Reaper wings and go back to work. No problem. But anyways, back to the story before we get off on a tangent here and I forget what the hell I'm talking about because that's what I do all the time because I'm kind of slow. Let's be honest. But yeah, Patrick Warburton was he was on Fox and he was quoted saying I used to apologize for being on Family Guy and I apologize no more because this world is a horrible native satire. Everybody takes themselves too seriously. And that was Patrick Warburton. And I agree with him. It's ridiculous that a lot of these people are taking shit from the past and are bringing it up now. Like, oh, this is offensive. That's offensive. It's like, we have literally killed comedy. And I fucking lost my mind on Facebook this week because of it. People are just ruining everything. Literally ruining everything. From like old movies. And I've heard talk about them censoring books now. They're censoring like Roald Dahl books. What was it? I'll look it up here. Oh my god. Uh, gonna just bring it up here. But they're destroying all these books and like they're literally changing things just to not offend people. It's like, why don't we just leave everything the way it is? And if it offends somebody, then don't watch it. Don't read it. Whatever it happens to be. Because ultimately, it's just a piece of history. It's like Huckleberry Finn saying the N word. Like, get over it. It was made in the fucking, like, wasn't Huckleberry Finn, like, in the 1800s it was written? Like, it's a classic piece of literature. But, that doesn't mean, like, I'm going to start saying the N word or I think it's okay to say it. It's like, no, it's just a fucking, it's a piece of literature and it's a piece of the history, you know? And that's how everything should be. But when it comes to these, these TV shows and all this classic stuff, I am glad that some people are actually standing up against it, like Ben Stiller. And like Ben Stiller, they were telling him like, "Oh, do you regret Tropic Thunder?" He's like, "No, it was a great film. It was really funny, and we had a good time making it, and everybody was really nice on it." Like, that's a perfect answer. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to find those rolled because it was Roald Dahl, if you remember. He made like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was like his most famous book, obviously, and then there was like The Witches and a couple other ones. And trying to find which lines. Oh, did he write? He wrote Matilda too. Interesting. I didn't know that. I remember The Witches and the BFG for sure. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Remember that too. Trying to look up which ones got censored. But it was mostly the one that I heard about was The Witches. But it doesn't matter right now. But basically they're basically censoring like certain works saying like describing characters as fat. It'll be like somebody's getting described as a plump lady or something. And they'll be like, she was a lady that was curvy, or you know what I mean? They didn't exactly say that, but it'll be like inclusive, nice language about the person. It's like, holy fuck, are we that desperate that we're going back and changing books? We're that desperate to change the whole world and change things to be all woke and inclusive that we're going back and like changing descriptions like she was a white fat lady with orange hair. It's like, well, she was a curvaceous woman with beautiful red hair. Like they have to change it. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. It's just like it's crazy. There's an excerpt here saying a review of new editions of Dahl's books now available in bookstores shows that some passages related to weight, mental health, gender, and race were altered. The changes made by Puffin Books, a division of Penguin Random House, first were reported by Britain's Daily Telegraph newspaper. So, yeah, it's just, man, the moment you start changing the past, that's when you don't learn from it. That's when you have a whole societal collapse and things start going backwards. And that's honestly the truth. And if you guys don't think it's the truth, I mean, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. That is how it goes. History is, if we forget history, it is doomed to repeat itself. It always happens. So we need to just accept it, leave it out there, and get on with our lives. And the reason I had like a fucking mental breakdown this week was was because there's this whole thing in Canada. It's Canada and America, but there's this person from it's a person from Canada, I believe they're from La Loche. Let me bring it up here. Oh, God damn it. I'm just sniffling and snuffling here. Let me bring it up here. Holy fuck. Apparently my internet is just fucking slow as shit. Not even working right now. I love it here. I love it. It's best. Yeah. But yeah, this was reported by like CTV Regina. And it was a model from La Loche recently walked the runway at New York Fashion Week and hopes his success will inspire indigenous youth across the country. So it's this, you know, it's this guy that's a girl. I'm just gonna click on the article here to just see what the proper name is. Uh, Jazz Moyes is her name. I'm guessing it's identifying as a girl. I'm guessing that's what's going on. Oh, it's a his. It's here. It says, okay. Yeah, it says, at first I was afraid to express myself, but that faded over time, Moyes told CTV. The 25-year-old substitute teacher used social media to share his fashion. See, it says his right there. His fashion, and soon gained recognition for his ability to turn winter roads into runways. He caught the eye of two-spirit designer Scott Wabano, whoever the fuck that is. Seeing that confidence, I just made it my mission. I want to be able to work with this person, Wabano told CTV News. And then Wabano chose Moyes to model his new clothing line. And his clothing line is a genderless streetwear brand focused on educating others about the colonial impacts of gender binary on 2SLGBTQ. Oh, yeah, because they changed the fucking thing, because now it's two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, whatever the fuck, identities within indigenous communities. He said, Jesus Christ. I, I don't know. Okay, like, the problem I have with this whole thing is that we're lying to ourselves. Okay? We're lying to ourselves. Because I saw this get posted on social media, and it's this Sask model from Saskatchewan, which is where I'm from, and strutting down the runway at the New York Fashion Week. And the problem I have with it, and a lot of people have with it, is that we're just fucking lying to ourselves. We're lying to ourselves and to everybody. Because all I see on Facebook is this fucking, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, you rule. Confidence, babe. All that kind of shit. It's like, fucking no. Fucking no. All right? You motherfuckers, like, I don't give a fuck what people want to do, okay? You guys know that about me. I don't care what you want to do in life. But you guys are a bunch of fucking liars. And I know that because I know goddamn well, again, I don't know this person's sexual identity. The fucking thing is referring to him as a him, not a girl. Although I don't know if I don't know. But I'm going to just assume it's a guy. Because that's the fucking pronouns they used anyway. But this person is not good looking by traditional standards. And all these fucking idiots are going, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're the best." Like that's and like trying to be a fashion model, and like it's like trying to be inclusive, but you know damn fucking well any of these girls that are saying you're beautiful would never give this guy a second look. Fucking never. If he was just a regular dude on the street, if he was just a janitor or a plumber or what have you, if he was just a regular dude, on the street, they wouldn't even look at him twice. If anything, they'd shit talk him. That's it. You're a bunch of fucking snakes. That's all they are. But now that it's being inclusive and oh, he went to be a model and he got accepted to be a model and now it's like, oh, you're beautiful. You're so beautiful. I mean, I would never date you, but you're so beautiful. Like, we're just fucking lying to people. And I fucking lost my mind. I was chatting with my other buddy the other day, and we were chatting about this, and I was just saying how, like, I'm so fucking sick of everybody lying to themselves and just being so fake. I was like, what happened to the good old days of, like, you have to accept who you are, because that's what you should do in a lot of ways. You need to accept the limitations, because that's just, unfortunately, it's unfortunate, and it's kind of shallow, maybe, but that's the way the world goes. That's the way the world is, okay? The world is, like, and I made the example of myself. I'm not, I don't consider, I consider myself a pretty normal looking person. I don't look, you know, I would fall under the ugly spectrum, if anything. Certainly, I'm no Brad Pitt, we'll put it that way. But, you know, so I have to play within the limitations of that, right? I'm not a model, I'm not an actor, blah, 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 whatever, you know? And, you know, girls don't flock to me. And that's how these people are, but they're flipping the script and they're faking it. Because people are lying to themselves. They're lying to everybody. You know? Like, if I wanted to just all of a sudden put on girls' clothes and put on makeup and then, you know, all of a sudden I'd have all these women calling me beautiful. But as a man, I'm fucking horrendous and fuck you. Or as I'll say as a masculine man. Because apparently this is still a man, or that's what the CTV thing, if he or she did transition to a girl or whatever, then I apologize. CTV got your gender wrong. Get mad at them. But my point is we are lying to people about what's beautiful. Because they're all, because and I hear some people are going to be pissed off at me. And some people have already gotten pissed off at me. And that's fine. But I am entitled to my own opinion. And if I want to say that this is a fucking hideous model, then I'm going to say it because I am telling the truth. That is just the truth. And I'm very sorry. I'm no model myself, like I said. But I'm not going to be one of these fucking idiots that's pretending and lying. Because it's just not true. It simply is not true. And this world needs to stop being fake. We need to start being real again. All right? Yeah, maybe this person wasn't destined to be a model. Well, guess what, buddy? You can do other shit in life. But he's going to pursue this and do it because a bunch of people are fucking cheering him on, but they're all being fake. Because none of them would fucking date him in real life. None of them would. I guarantee it. I would put money on it. Especially if they didn't know who he was. Especially. All right? Because people are vicious. People are very fucking vicious. And they're very picky on who they date and what they find attractive. And I'm going to tell you, if I just show this picture, no context, and I showed this guy's picture, Jazz Moyes, if I showed that picture to like 100 different women, I guarantee 99% of those, 99 of those 100 girls, guaranteed, it would be a hard pass. It would be. But in this context, about 60%, like 60 out of those 100 women are saying, you're beautiful, you're the best, you go girl, you're so brave, blah, 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 blah. It's like, but the culture is supporting it because you can't criticize people anymore. You can't say what you believe anymore. It's not allowed. And that's the biggest problem I have with it. You want to show this fucking grotesque model? Go ahead. That is your freedom. You go ahead. You really can. I really don't care. But guess what? I'm gonna make fun of you because I know what you're doing. You're just trying to fucking virtue signal. Look how inclusive we are. Look, we don't need hot lingerie models and shit like that. We got grotesque monsters over here. And like obviously it's just all jokes, you know. I don't mean any ill will towards this person, but I'm just saying like it is unearned confidence and we are absolutely uh heading towards we're heading towards like a collapse of society. We really are. Because everybody's getting out of control. Everybody is crazy. They're just they're flipping the script. And the problem is that nobody really believes this shit. You look at yourself deep down and you tell me if you believe that shit. And I'm not talking, I don't care if you're a fucking hardcore lefty right now listening to this or if you're a conservative. I don't care what, anything. You look at your morals. You look at what you think. Is this beautiful to you? Would you date this person? Anything like that. And if the answer to that is no, but for some fucking reason you think that you want to defend it in the zeitgeist, then you're wrong. That's all I'm asking for is a little bit of honesty. People just need to be honest with themselves and honest and just say what you mean. But say what you mean what you say. But the honesty part is hard these days because the censor's in place. A lot of these um a lot of these places like CTV and any of the mainstream media and stuff, social media in general, you can't say what's on your mind because it'll get censored or you'll get fucking fined for being a bully. You know? It's that's just how it is. This the reason this shit is being promoted and the reason people are saying that this person's beautiful is because it's a detriment to you to not say it. Because you get kicked off social media. You don't get to play. You don't get to play with the other kids. You get kicked out of the club. What's that? You have an opinion of yourself that took more than 2 brain cells to come up with? Fuck you. Get out of our club, bitch. And that's how it goes. You just get kicked out of they basically ostracize you and you get kicked off the platform. And it's fucking stupid. It literally just made me so mad. And I know there's gonna be somebody out there going like oh, you know, you're just angry that this person has success and blah blah blah. No, it really has nothing to do with that. You know, in fact, you know, I wish them, you know, again, I wish them no harm. I wish them no scrutiny. I don't care what people want to do. You want to dress up like a woman? You want to dress up like a man? You want to dress up like this or that? It doesn't matter to me. But I I I'm just telling you guys because you guys know this. My biggest thing is honesty. It's always been a big thing for me, and I I just feel like it's important to be honest with yourself and with others. And the problem I have with that mainstream fucking narrative is that they're not being honest at all. We're fucking making shit up. We're making up genders, we're making up pronouns, and we're just making up beauty standards at this point. And I get trying to be inclusive, but the hypocrisy of it is that these people that are like, you're beautiful, you're doing this, you know. I keep saying it, I keep going back to it, but just like I want it to be ingrained in everybody's heads that these people don't have those thoughts for real. They don't. None of these people would date this person, and I don't fucking blame them necessarily. You know, that's mean, but I mean, I deal with it too, man. I'm not getting any 10 girls or probably either 8 or 6 girls. You know, I barely get girls. We'll put it that way. But you know, I'm funny, so it helps. But but it's just like you gotta play your strengths. That's what it is. And not everybody's born a model. And, that's just how it goes. Again, maybe people are shallow, whatever, but I don't know. Everybody wonders why everybody's so mentally fucked these days, and why everybody growing up has all these fucking needs for therapy and needs for, anything. All this fucking all these problems going on mentally, and it's because of shit like this. Everybody's being fed false narratives, and everybody's being told that they can do all these things, but they can't. And I don't know, it's just stupid. Fuck. I'll say what Jordan Peterson said. Sorry, not beautiful. The difference is with the Jordan Peterson thing, he was talking about that Sports Illustrated model, and she was like a curvy girl. But the difference was there. I don't really agree with Jordan because that girl actually was pretty fucking hot. She's a little bit bigger, but you know, I like my girls with some meat on them. I actually, I'm fairly attracted to that for sure. But like, so she was still beautiful, but like this person is just like fucking ugly, like literally hideous to me. So I don't know. Again, good luck to you, Jazz. Hopefully you make at least some good money before you realize that everybody's fucking lying to you and giving you a false sense of whatever this is. Because the reality is, those people calling you beautiful would not. If you were just on the street, not on the runway, they wouldn't even give two fucking shits about you. Sorry. It's just the way she goes. But yeah, moving on from that. Sorry, I know I lingered on that one a little bit too long. It's just, and I feel like kind of a bully sometimes. I don't like to be a dick. I really don't. But I just feel like the world is moving towards a weird, like, we're just changing everything just for the sake of changing it. And it's just really upsetting the balance of the world. And I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I think it's just disingenuous because I think people are full of shit. And, I'd love for you guys to comment. I love you guys to take me on. I love it. I invited, in fact. I want people with differing opinions to call me out, and, maybe you can change my mind. Maybe you can, you know, tell me how this is a good thing, and tell me how, people are actually being serious about the beautiful thing and they mean it and they really would, you know, date this person or really think they're beautiful. Because, if they don't, I mean, they're liars. But I mean, maybe you guys do. Let me know in the comments. I really want to know. But moving on from that, um, quick, I'll do a quick thing on phasmophobia. The phasmophobia Tempest update came out. I thought this was going to be the progression update for the levels, so I was pretty fucking disappointed that they didn't reset the levels, because since I know that reset's coming, I don't really want to play it much because there's no point in. I mean, I know you get like a special badge, but ultimately nobody gives a fuck. And the special badge will probably be pandering to like Insum and shit like that. So like it'll just be for like thousands of levels. And I'm like a few hundred away from like level 1,000 or something. So it's not even worth it for me to try to get it. Plus, again, nobody gives a fuck anyway. Nobody cares that you got to a level 1,000 fast. But but they did add the new cursed possession, which is the monkey paw. I did a short video on where to find the tags or the wishes, if you will. Uh, I I think that there might be a balance issue with that monkey paw. It seems to be actually, obviously all the wishes have like a downside to them that you can make. I guess I should explain for people that don't know. But the monkey paw, depending on the difficulty you're playing on, it comes with a maximum of 5 wishes for 5 fingers, and then I think the least amount is 3 on the harder difficulties, or maybe 2. but the number of fingers that it has raised or the amount of wishes you get. And the video I made was where to get the tags to get the wishes, and the tags are scattered around the asylum, and then those are the wishes you can make. So you can wish for different weather. You could wish to see the ghost, which the downside is it makes the ghost appear in front of you, so you get a picture like the summoning circle, but then it hunts. But the downside is, you go blind, like you can only see like a foot in front of you when you do that until the hunt is over. So there's always like a equivalent exchange. There's like a give and take. So it's cool, but there is like certain ways that you can kind of, um, I guess, abuse it. Like you could say, "I wish to leave," and if you wish to leave, the front door will unlock. So you could say, "I wish to see the ghost," take a picture, and then say, "I wish to leave," and then you could just leave technically. But the downside is that if you do leave, or when you do go to leave, like you got to be quick because the downside to say I want to leave or I wish to leave is that the front door is unlocked, but you move extremely slowly, so you'd have to be like right at the door pretty much. So it'd be pretty time sensitive, but I'm sure people could pull it off. But I don't know. I think it's just a very powerful cursed possession because there's so much shit you can do with it, and it basically negates the reason to have the summoning circle because it basically can do the effect of the summoning circle, but cost a whole hell of a lot less sanity. So again, you go blind for a little bit, but fuck, you just do it in an area where you have a hiding spot, no problem. But yeah, it seems like a cool update. I want to play more of it. I'll probably do a stream at some point because I haven't streamed in a couple weeks, and I really would like to do another one. Uh, the other game I've been playing a lot of is Sons of the Forest. I haven't been playing as much as I want to because I've been so fucking busy um, with work and everything else. But Sons of the Forest so far, I really like it. They obviously released it early access, but I don't know. It's it's good. Like, don't get me wrong. The world looks beautiful. The enemy count is huge, and the way the AI reacts is incredible. The sharks are cooler. The shark AI is a lot better. They actually jump out of the water. It's really fucking cool. The new creepy mutants in the caves and shit, they're pretty scary. The what they call fingers. The fingers are fucking annoying. They're super strong. The two things there's a couple things though that I will complain about. Um, One of them is the inventory system, and the inventory system is pretty much strictly a co-op complaint. In single player, you can just open your inventory to pause the game, but when you're playing with friends, it doesn't pause the game. So you can't during battle you can't switch in your inventory because it's too slow, and the animation is like if I say I'm getting beat on and I gotta take pills in the middle of combat, I gotta open my inventory, take pills, but then I gotta wait for the animation of taking pills to finish, and then I can get out of my inventory. But by the time that happens, I've already been fucking killed by the enemy. So the way they mitigated that, they didn't use a hot bar. They used this quick inventory, which is where you hold I and your guy holds out his backpack, and then you can kind of select an item on the backpack and use it right then and there. But the problem is, it's really fucking clunky. Holding I and then selecting, like holding I, and it's just so far away from your movement keys. It's really awkward. I would recommend switching it to tab, but it's just, to me, it's really awkward to like hold that button down and then choose the item and then heal. It's like, I don't know. I think they got a little bit too cute with that inventory system. I, I just, it looks cool. It's cool that he brings the backpack out. I get it. But honestly, I would just switch it to a fucking hotbar. There's nothing wrong with the hotbar. It's tried and true. Just bring back the hotbar at night. That's all I ask. Other than that, the game's been really fun. The story seems really short. Um, I know one friend that finished it already, and he didn't put in much time at all. And I feel like I'm getting close there. So I'll talk more about the story And again, it's early access, so they're probably going to be adding shit to it. But I will play more about it. I will talk more about it when I've actually completed it. But this is just kind of my first impressions. So, but honestly, I love it. I think the gameplay is amazing. The amount of cannibals is crazy. There's little crazy fucks that hide. They literally hide under grass piles, and when you come by, they just spring up like a goddamn samurai. That scares the fuck out of you. So it's crazy. But that's really all I had for you guys today. Again, sorry for the angry rant. I just, maybe I'm just a grumpy old man. Who knows? Don't change my world. It's my world. You can't have it. Again, thanks to Lex Friedman for showing up in the intro bit there. That was nice. But, yeah. I'll probably do another YouTube video this week, maybe on Sons of the Forest. And maybe do another live stream. Get some more videos up on that channel. I'm having a lot of fun right now, guys, honestly. Um, Existential dread about the society collapsing and changing into a weird socialist state. I'm having a great time in life, and I'm having a good time with the channel. And I hope everybody else is, enjoying the content. And I'm really happy. I'm glad that more people are kind of interacting and doing things. Again, I love that shit. I do love it. And I'm not one of those guys that you can't argue with. Like, you know, I want to have a civil conversation with people. I really do. I don't mind people disagreeing with me because I'm not always right. That's just reality. But thank you guys so much for watching. Links to social media are in the description below. And I will see you in the next episode. Peace out. Hey guys, Lex here. Cody left the recording studio. So I just wanted to sneak in here and leave you guys with one more poem. Roses are gray. Violets are gray. I'm dead and colorblind. Good night, everybody.